We all have our problems, and we often believe that ours are the worst. But today I'm going to suggest that every single problem for every single person has something in common. And that many times this one thing that's in common is actually the key to solve even our toughest and most difficult problems. Maybe it's the amount of money you currently have in the bank or lack of. Maybe it's your parents, your partner, your children, your boss, your job, or maybe it's even your friends or your health. Maybe you want to grow your business, to start your own business. Maybe you want to make a social change or create an amazing project. If you have a problem that sticks, this video is going to make you think about it in a different perspective. And in the end of the video, you'll actually get an exercise that will help you find the best solution for your problem. So what is it that's actually in common to all the difficult problems, all the annoying problems that seems to stick and always come back? See? We as humans face hundreds of problems every single day. And the more responsibilities we take, the more we take upon ourselves, the more problem we face. The thing is that each and every one of us is so clever, is so awesome, is so amazing that we actually solve most of these problems without even being aware that they actually rose. A problem comes up and boom, we deal with it, without even having the time to complain or think about it. But today we're talking about those persistent problems, like this weight that simply doesn't want to get lost, this relative which insists on being unbearable, or this problem with your coworkers or clients that simply doesn't get it. Or maybe it's this sum of money that simply always disappears or simply doesn't want to be made by you, obviously. It can be made by someone else, but not by you. So how come an amazing problem solver like yourself seems to get stuck with the same problems over and over again? Well, the answer might seem a little bit weird or strange in the beginning, but trust me, I've worked with hundreds of people one-on-one and with thousands of people in my seminars and workshops. So hear me out, check it for yourself and then decide. But check it deeply and authentically, otherwise you'll truly miss out. So the root, the true problem that makes other problems stick is lack of accuracy diagnosing the real problem, which lead to logically flawless but still totally wrong action plan solutions. I believe that you are, just like most people, extremely effective at solving problems. But the number one skill, the ability that will help you and make a major difference in the quality of your life regarding your success and your happiness, is your ability to accurately identify the true problem that needs to be solved. For example, when I work with salespeople and entrepreneurs, they always want to learn the same thing. They always want to learn how to handle objections. What should they say and respond when people say it's too expensive or they have to think about it? See, what they believe is the problem is that they don't know what to say when people give them those objections. And that's most of the times it's not true. So it doesn't really matter how much of an improvement they'll make in their answers, the problem will persist. And this is why very high quality people, intelligent, smart people, tend to have the same problems over and over again. They're fixing the wrong thing. Another example is from the time before I met my wife. I could walk down the street and simply live my life and meet people and start going out on dates. And some of my friends or people who then attended to my seminars would ask me, what do you tell them? What do you say? How do you start a conversation that leads to this place? Without saying it, they were assuming that the reason they weren't succeeding in this area was because they did not know some sort of a secret technique or something like that. And of course, it's not the real problem. So every time I told them the truth and I simply told them how the conversation went, like two normal human beings talking, they would end up feeling cheated, like they expected something else. It's also true in business. You see, most small business owners think that the reason that their business is not growing is either because they don't have a budget for advertising or something like that, or because they're lack in skill regarding sales. And some businesses are actually stuck because of these two things. But the thing is, the truth is that when a business owner actually identifies the real problem in his business, it's almost immediately, it's almost always that it immediately takes care of it and fixes it. And trust me, I've seen it over and over and over again. And about maintaining a healthy body, don't get me started. Yes, it's true. People have different genes, different gender, different age. They had different childhoods. Blah, 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 blah. But in the end of the day, if you eat less and exercise more, almost everybody will simply lose weight. The problem is that people are looking for complex diets and complex solutions for a relatively simple, not easy, but simple solution. And this key is exactly the key to all the other examples as well. People simply look at the wrong direction, they try to fix the wrong problem, so they're not actually fixing what needs to be fixed. So they feel like the problem comes over and over again, even though they never truly got to the root of it and pulled it out. So now that you understand that if you really knew what's the root to your problem, you would have already fixed it. I trust you that you would have already fixed it, and you should trust yourself too. Of course, I'm talking about persistent problems. If your problem only showed up a few days ago and you think you know the solution, go for it. But regarding this persistent problem, the key is to look deeper or simply look from a different perspective. And very soon, I'll give you a simple exercise. You can do it today, you can do it now, that will help you find beyond better solutions to your current problem. And if you have no problems, you can teach it to someone else. Maybe someone else you know have problems. I guess no one has problems. I guess it's just me. For example, many times salespeople don't manage to create enough trust with their clients. So when the client has a real issue regarding the product, he prefers not to discuss it with them and simply tell them, I'll think about it. If they'll try to bug him and try to annoy him and try to close him, they'll simply scare it off. But if they will develop the skill to actually build more trust with other people, the problem will disappear. Regarding to dating, if you're coming into an interaction when you want to get something from the other side, of course the conversation will be awkward, of course you'll be stressed, and of course it will be difficult no matter what you want to say. And if you're a business owner and you don't believe in your own product, or simply you try to sell something that has no market, I'm sorry, but of course you'll struggle. And these are just examples. Of course I don't say that these are the real issues for everybody, but they are very common, and there are things that I've seen over and over and over again. But you should find yours. How do you do it? One exercise or one tool I use myself, and I also use when I'm helping other people, is a 5 questions exercise. It might take a few minutes to answer, and if you don't have the few minutes right now, maybe you should send it to a friend or put a reminder on your phone or schedule it for later or save this video to watch it later. Do something that will make sure that you actually do it later. Don't waste it. So there is a link to a PDF down in the description that has the 5 questions on finding the root problem, finding the real problem that might be hiding behind your annoying, repeating, sticking, persistent problem. So you can download it now, even if you plan on doing it later, schedule a time later at the evening or whenever you have your time with yourself. In the PDF file, you also have 5 more questions that will help you find the solution. Many times, by simply asking the 5 questions about the problem, you'll find the solution yourself. But if it's still difficult for you, this extra 5 questions will for sure help you out. And the truth is, you don't actually have to answer all the questions. You simply need to give the time to every one of them, and the right answers will pop out. I trust you. You should trust yourself. The biggest problem in our lives is that we don't identify the right problem. We try to solve a problem that is not the root, that is not what is really making us stuck. Once we change our perspective, it becomes very easy. And the second biggest problem is that you're not subscribed to this channel, if you're not subscribed to this channel. So simply fix the first problem by downloading the PDF, getting the questions, using them, and fix the second problem by pressing the subscribe button right next to this video.